What is up, Gen Nation? It's been a crazy day today. GM Mike McCannon got fired today. Adam Gase gets the job for GM as of now. And about an hour ago, um, he made a move. Adam Gase made a move and to ship off Darron Lee to the Chiefs for a sixth-round pick. Um, my reaction to this is it the right decision? I have no idea. Um, I value Darren Lee as a bit of a better player than a sixth-round pick. I think we should have kept him. I Darren Lee is not a bad athlete. Last year he had a pretty good season in coverage. Um, but that suspension that he had right before the end of the season kind of screwed with me a little bit, just concerning what he's got. But he did have a good season, and I was confident that he could come back and have another great season this season. But with C.J. Mosley coming in the mix, Avery Williamson, and I don't think they wanted him, but it's not a bad decision to just keep him on the bench. Like as some guy that can just come in if needed, and he's a solid backup. Um, and they just Adam Gase didn't want him on his team, and I have mixed feelings about it. I get it that they wanted to get rid of Darren Lee. They've been trying to get rid of Darren Lee for a while. They tried during the draft. They couldn't do anything. Mike McCannigan couldn't do anything. Ian Rapport actually said today that Mike McCannon couldn't. Actually, teams were scared to trade with Mike McCannon for some reason, which made him not get Darren Lee out of the picture, and maybe that's why we couldn't get a second-round pick or more picks out of him, just because teams were a little bit scared of Mike McCannon. I didn't listen to the complete NFL Network, but that's what I heard from Ian Rapport. But we'll see how it works out. I think Adam Gase should not have this much power. Um, I think the Johnsons need to get actual GM now and have Adam Gase just be the head coach of the New York Jets. I think he's having too much power right now, and it's not good for the team. And I believe that they just need to have just a GM, and Adam Gase needs to just focus on football and coaching that team and get that 53-man roster together and to be ready for Week 1 against the Buffalo Bills. And that's what my thoughts are. And maybe he did not like Darren Lee, and he shipped him off. So Darren Lee's gone. We were all expecting it. It shouldn't be a huge, it shouldn't be a huge surprise for us. It was supposed to happen, and we all knew it. Rich Samini also reported that it could happen in the summer, anytime, even before the season. And it happened today. As soon as Adam Gase came in, he made the first move of being a GM, and it was shipping off Darren Lee. So what do we do next? I feel like we need to move on. Okay, it's happened. We're gonna get a second round pick. Maybe the pick will work out for us, and we do need draft picks. But now we gotta look on getting the GM that we need to fill that hole, and just have Adam Gase just think about playing football and getting that team together and start winning games. A lot of rumors have spread out. Le'Veon Bell stuff. And Le'Veon Bell has completely denied that. He just tweeted that out, that he completely denies it. C.J. Mosley was also in the news, but I don't think it's the right news. I think it's fake news. I think he likes to have C.J. Mosley there, and if C.J. Mosley is C.J. Mosley going to stay because Greg Williams is there, and everyone wants to be with Greg Williams as a defender. So I think we're in a good shape. I think Le'Veon Bell will be there. I think it's just pretty much a smoke screen, especially with the Jets. When they get into the news, always happens to us. We get bashed. All these fake news comes out, and then people are like, what the hell are we doing? And, this is the one thing that irritates me right now, is that we're back on the news and back in the way where people are judging us. And that's the part where I hate. and we just gotta figure out how we are gonna get through this. We need to get our GM and just get back on track on getting ready for mandatory camp, and then into training camp, and then into preseason and then the season. That's what our focus should be, because we have a lot of work to do. Especially as a new team, a lot of new playmakers are in, a lot of young athletes. We can't keep doing this, and we need the head coach just on them. He can't be with the GM job as well. So look, he made his move. He got Darron Lee out of this. We can't say much. I can't say anymore. It's just that it's been a long day. Mike McCann getting fired, Adam Gase coming in and making this quick trade today. But we'll see. I think we have still a good team. Doesn't affect the season, but if they take it to heart, then it will affect the season. So we just gotta keep moving, get the GM, and get back on track and getting ready for the season. And again, I do think the Jets will have still a good season. Darron Lee was a great player. I was a fan of him. I liked him in coverage. I liked how he improved this last season, and I was kind of hoping that he would stay on the team, especially if we didn't get a good pick out of him. But they got a 6th-round pick. Maybe his draft stock went down, his trade value. Which made us get the 6th pick, and maybe that's Mike McCannon's fault. But Adam Gase definitely didn't want him on the team, and he's our head coach now. It's his first year, so we need to just work with it and see if it pans out again. And it's a different kind of approach for us, the head coach taking charge. So we'll see how it helps. It's a different approach for the New York Jets, so hopefully this works out, and that's what we're all hoping for. But we'll see what happens. I'm still positive over on my end, but it's definitely frustrating. That's all I am today. I'm not mad. I'm not disappointed. I'm just frustrated. I'm just a frustrated Jets fan because of what's happened, of things that occurred that should have happened earlier or later, happened today in the middle of when it shouldn't have been happened. The trade doesn't matter. It could have happened anytime, but the firing affected me today, and then the trade coming in right after, like a couple hours later. So it's just a lot of things that are happening at the same time, which just annoyed me a little bit. It's just frustrating, but we'll see through it, and hopefully Adam Gase is correct with this. But I do think they need a GM right away, and I think they will be looking at that very quickly. All I can say is I hope for the best, and always go Jets.